Good morning guys, it is Saturday the 25th of March and today we're starting the vlog out, which, do we usually do that? I feel like we do actually. But anyway, we just got an Uber to South Bank because we haven't actually been here and it's the #1 recommended place by people on Instagram, just like general word of mouth, people that we've been seeing. So yeah, very excited to explore this area. So far it looks so pretty. We're walking through the gardens towards the man-made beach and just seeing the city and everything. Elsie is in the worst mood ever, I'm not even joking. It's been awful this morning. We were trying to leave at 10:30, it's now 12 and we've only just got here because she's just not very happy. I feel like she's teething so badly and she's got stomachache. Just grabbed ourselves an ice cream whilst watching this view. We went and looked at the beach, but it is so busy right now. We have just eaten our ice creams. Charlie got a, show what you got? Calippo. Is it a raspberry one?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, I'll try a little bit. That tastes well nice. They're really good for kids actually, so they don't like drop, do you know what I mean?
Are you trying to call me a kid?
Yeah, a bit. Anyway, yeah, we're just sat. The man-made beach is behind us. It is so busy. We kind of forgot it's a Saturday. Well, I forgot it's a Saturday, and I forgot how busy it would actually be. So that's behind us. We're definitely not going there today. It honestly looks like chaos. And also, I couldn't film it because I don't want to film random people's kids in a pool. That's just a bit weird, isn't it? And not a vibe. So anyway, yes, that is what we've been doing. We've just been eating our ice creams because Elsie is currently asleep, which is a win because we've been trying to get her to sleep all morning and finally she's down, which is great. I don't know what we're going to do next, do you?
Well, I know we can walk a little bit further down.
Yeah, maybe walk a bit more, grab some lunch at some point because it's 12:30.
45 minutes?
Yeah, yeah, I'm feeling that. But, oh my goodness guys, on the Uber journey here,
that was scary.
It was scary. The driver was so bad at driving. It was honestly, it was kind of bad, wasn't it?
Into the main road.
So basically he reversed into the main road and me and Elsie were sat in the back. Honestly, I feel like they could have taken us off. If we'd have been like 2 seconds more, yeah, half a metre more, we would have honestly got taken off.
Don't know if we died.
Yeah, I don't know if we'd be here to live the story. That is proof that everything happens for a reason.
I didn't move my car,
yeah, if you didn't move your seat back, you would have reversed quicker.
Straight into it.
So yeah, anyway, that's what we're going to do, walk down for a bit and then grab some lunch, I think. But it is actually a really nice day because it's a bit overcast, so it's not too hot, but it is still hot.
That's really nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a nice day. We found a Nepalese peace pagoda. Basically, it was a tiny walkway, and look at it. We're just walking up to the pagoda, which is this thing here that I just showed you, because I feel like there's a little rainforest walk you can do, or we can like look inside it, but we're just going to explore. The Ferris wheel is here and Charlie yesterday said he wanted to go on it, but my thought process is it not just really hot in there? Let's go in here. Right, we're now in the rainforest, just walking along this boardwalk, but actually it's really pretty. It's so weird because you have like the man-made beach, then you have some like man-made rainforest, then you have a river, then you have the city. This is what it looks like. Very chilled, very nice. I feel like we're gonna walk like along that way and up and then go and find some lunch because I'm getting hungry. Oh, there's a lizard. Are we ready for nature with Maisie? I feel like we've done a few of these. I feel like we've also seen a few lizards and put them in the vlogs, but his tail's actually really long, isn't it? Guys, there's the World Science Festival on and there's all these different like activities that you can do. Obviously Elsie's just that bit too young, so I feel like we're going to move on from here, but very cool if you do have kids. So we've come through to the other side where there's obviously a road and it looks like there's some sort of markets or something going on, so we're going to walk down here. These are the little market stalls that we're walking past and then we're just having a look at the menus to see where we want to eat. It is now a few hours later. We have had literally the day of hell. It's been the worst day of parenting since she was born. Honestly, it's been an absolute nightmare. Yeah, oh, there's just so much that's gone on, isn't there? Like so much that's gone wrong. This isn't even the reality of travelling with a baby, because it's just like
reality of parent.
Yeah, it's not even the travelling.
You don't know makes it worse.
Yeah, and like everywhere's inaccessible. Everywhere that we want to go, there's escalators, and oh, it's just so frustrating. But anyway, we are currently in the centre of Brisbane. We managed to get a bus across, even though we shouldn't have been able to, but the bus driver let us on. And then now I think we're going to walk down to the Botanic Gardens and just hope like our day gets better, because I'm just exhausted. Like, we're both just running on nothing. It's been awful. But we'll do a story time.
Sleep as well.
Yeah, Charlie hasn't had much sleep. We'll do a story time when we get back, because there's just a lot to unpack. Like, there's a lot that's happened that's just been awful. But yeah, anyway, we're going to carry on our day. It's currently 4:20, so we'll see what happens. We got home quite a while ago now, but I thought I would do just a chatty story time of how our day went, because it was literally the day of hell. It was awful. Like, I was discussing with Charlie and I was saying, this is the worst day we have had so far since having Elsie. 100%, no doubt about it. Now, looking back on it, you can always look in hindsight, can't you? And I feel like when you look back, it doesn't feel as bad as it does in the moment. But to be honest, this is still pretty fresh in my mind. Pretty bad, to be honest. She is asleep now. It's like 9 o'clock. We've had dinner and all of that. So, I mean, it's a good time to chat. Earlier was not a good time to chat. I wouldn't have been able to like get my words out, because I was that stressed, anxious, and just my mind was like about to explode. I also feel so drained now by the end of the day. But yeah, I thought I'd just chat through it. And if you're looking for something positive to lift up your evening or your day whenever you're watching this, then maybe don't continue watching this segment of the vlog, because it's not going to be positive. It's going to be very, I would say, realistic, but I don't even think it's realistic. I think it's going to be very pessimistic, because I'm literally chatting about the worst day ever that I've had in a long time. So it's not even realistic to having a baby and travelling, because actually with Elsie and travelling with a baby, we don't find it too bad. Like, I really enjoy travelling, and I really want to encourage any parents to like go on holiday with their babies whilst they're young, blah blah blah. So this really isn't a video showing like the realistic side, but it also is. I don't know, I feel like you guys will know what I'm trying to say. I just really don't want this to come across as me being like, oh my goodness, it's awful travelling with a baby, because I so don't think that. But today was just one of those days. Even if we were back home in England, it would have been awful. But I feel like it was just made that little bit worse because we weren't in a place that we knew. Without further ado, I'm going to start this story time and drink some water, because my throat feels like it needs it. Also guys, in Australia with these bottles, or any plastic bottles, you can like hand them into these places and get 10 cents back. Like, I feel like that's so good. So like, if you handed in a load of water bottles, you're going to get quite a lot back. But anyway, yeah, I just thought that was quite good, because we don't have that in England. So yeah, let's start off with the start of the day. So she wakes up at 6 AM and I'm like, do you know what? It's fine. I feel like at some point, I can't remember when now, Charlie went into the spare room, because I said, look, you go get some sleep. It's always good that we do this. He goes and gets some sleep. I stay in the room with Elsie. I bed share with her, because we don't actually like to bed share, but I would prefer to bed share with her with just me and her, because she can be further away from me and it's just a lot safer. So yeah, at some point Charlie came into the spare room. I had her with me, because it usually means that she'll get a little bit extra sleep, which is good for both of us. So that's what happened. And then she woke up at 6 AM. I feel like I must have like fed her or something. It's always a bit of a blur in the morning, isn't it? And then eventually I feel like we got up at 8 AM. So 8 AM is when we started our day properly. And obviously I just thought it was going to be any normal day. I was like, yeah, this is all going well so far. Well, I was yet to know what was going to go on. We said that we would leave at around 11, 10, 11. We didn't leave until 12, because she was just being so fussy. Random outbursts of screaming, wouldn't go down for naps. We just couldn't find out a way to get things done, because we just like to in the mornings, like one of us take her, the other one get ready, one of us take her, the other get ready, and do that until we're both ready. And usually it works. Teamwork makes the dream work. But today, even teamwork was not cutting it. We ended up leaving the house at 12. We thought, right, let's get an Uber. It literally cost us £8. Cool. Uber man arrives and it was all good. He then went to reverse. As he was reversing, a car was like coming down fast down our road, like really fast, like 60 miles per hour, I would say. And if the guy hadn't have braked when he did, we probably would have been dead by now, to be honest, me and Elsie, because it would have just cut off our section of the car. I mean, the two in the front, Charlie and the driver, probably would have got whiplash, but we don't even want to think about that. So yeah, had a near-death experience. To be honest, that wasn't even remotely part of the bad day that we had, but it honestly foreshadowed the day that we had, to be honest. We should have known then maybe something was gonna go bad. So yeah, we arrive at South Bank and it's Saturday, so it was so busy. I feel like I said it in the vlog, but everywhere was crammed. It was honestly like being in a movie where everything is just like chaos. There were kids everywhere and like parents shouting and like, oh, it was just loads going on. Now, we should have realised that for a Saturday. Why would people not be at a free pool when it's gorgeous weather outside? So yeah, it was really busy and we were like, look, we're not even gonna sit down here or like even attempt to do anything around here because it was too busy. At this point, Elsie was being really fussy, but we were just putting back in the dummy, seeing if she wanted any milk, blah, blah, blah. Eventually, with a bit of crying, she went to sleep and we were like, okay, that's good. So we sat down, we decided what we wanted to do. And to be honest, we really didn't know what to do because our plan was to go to South Bank. And I feel like we thought we were going to go in the pool and we thought there would be a lot more to do around there, but in hindsight there wasn't really that much to do. Now, I don't know if we just weren't looking in the right places, but we were googling a lot and we couldn't find much else than what we did do. So then we found some markets, went and looked around there. I feel like we did show that on the vlog. And then we were like, okay, we're hungry, we're gonna find somewhere to eat. At this point, Elsie was being on the cusp of frustrated, crying, moaning, but my thought process was, let's get to a restaurant, let's sit down and she'll be happy. Yeah, that didn't quite work. Bear in mind, we take Elsie out with us to a lot of restaurants and usually she's very happy. Then we get to this restaurant and she was screaming and I was like, oh my goodness, like, what is it? So we tried to give her some milk, spat out the milk. We tried to give her some medicine, wasn't having any of it. We tried dancing fruits, which is her favourite like TV thing. It's literally dancing fruits on a screen. She wasn't even looking, wasn't interested. We tried standing up with her, didn't care. We tried sitting down with her, we tried bouncing her around, we tried rocking her to sleep, tried putting her dummy in. Literally was doing these things on a cycle. Usually at least one of these works. And then I was like, right, maybe it's just her nappy. Her nappy didn't really feel full, didn't smell of anything, but you know, maybe it was her nappy. So I went up to the waitress and I said, oh, excuse me, do you have any toilets? Could you tell me where they are? And she was like, oh, unfortunately we don't have toilets in this restaurant. And I was like, I wasn't like, because I'm not rude, but I was like, in my head I was thinking, what? Who doesn't have a toilet in a restaurant? Like, it was a full-on restaurant. There must have been like over 50 people in there. She was like, no, it's just across the road and then if you walk down the street a bit left and then next to the barbers. And I was like, what sort of restaurant has toilets that aren't in the actual building? But I feel like that's a very common occurrence in Australia. Like, the toilets are just not in the restaurants. We've had it now 3 times. So anyway, I was like, right, fine. Picked up Elsie in one hand, had wipes, well, the light just went, had wipes, nappy and my phone in the other hand. So I'm literally holding her like this. And we get to the toilets and I'm like, yeah, great. Couldn't see a baby changing area, but that was fine. And I thought, okay, there's a disabled toilet. That will have a changing table in it. So I was like waiting outside. I could hear somebody was in there. I tried the door to start off with. It's kind of freaky, isn't it, that the light keeps on going out. Anyway, I could hear somebody in there, tried the door so they knew that I was waiting. Elsie was crying for a bit of it. I was trying to like reassure her, I was getting her to be happy. I was being quite loud, to be honest, to make sure that the people in there knew we were outside. After 10 minutes of waiting, my arm was literally dead. I was like, I cannot carry her for much longer, and there was no benches or anything to sit down. So I was like, right, I'm just gonna have to go. Like, I'm just gonna have to go back to the restaurant and tell Charlie I couldn't do it. At this point, I was just annoyed. I was like, why does this have to happen right now? So I go out of the toilets, go over the road in the sun, go back to Charlie, and I say, yeah, I didn't manage to change her nappy. And he's looking at me like, okay, you were just gone for ages and you haven't even changed her nappy. And I was like, yeah, we're just gonna have to do it here. So we ended up changing her nappy on the bench, which was like behind, which is basically where Charlie was sat. And it was just like one of those things where you're just like, oh my goodness. I even said to Charlie, like, I'd rather just go to a different restaurant to use their toilets, but he was like, no, we're here now, like, let's just eat here. So then his card got declined and my card got declined online, because you would order online. So I had to go up to the thing and order. Guess what I did? Ordered him the wrong freaking chicken burger. I'm still not too sure what he even wanted, but I ordered the wrong thing. She literally screamed the whole time. Honestly, Elsie's never like that. Like, she is a very happy, semi-chilled baby. I wouldn't say she's the most chilled, but you know, she doesn't cause much of a fuss. And she definitely doesn't cause us a fuss where a lot of people are looking at us thinking, I don't know what they're thinking, probably what the hell are they doing. So all of these people were then starting to look at me, well, us. And for Charlie, he doesn't really mind. He's like, look, they can think what they think, like whatever, they don't know us as parents. For me, I take it so personally. It's probably something I really need to work on, to be honest, but I take it so badly. Like, I just get so flustered. I'm like, oh my goodness, people must be thinking I'm an awful mum, like she's not normally like this, I don't know what I can do to help. And then all of that anxiety building up in me means I'm less helpful and there for Elsie. We just ate the burgers as fast as we could, to be honest. Burgers were pretty, but the sweet potato fries were actually very nice. So yeah, we just ate as fast as possible and then left. And I was like, look, I just need to find somewhere really quiet that I can just be with Elsie, try and work out what I can do to help her, because at this point me and Charlie had come to the conclusion it was her teeth, and that it was her teeth that were really, really hurting her. And there wasn't much we could do, because it was random short outbursts of crying, then she'd be semi-okay and then start again. At one point I did think, oh my goodness, is she having an allergic reaction? But then I realised I hadn't even fed her any food, so she couldn't have been having an allergic reaction. Anyway, so we go and find somewhere really quiet to sit down. It was like under a tree, blah blah blah. And she actually did settle. Like, I was shushing her and then I gave her to Charlie and he was swaying her, and she really did calm down. And I was like, oh, thank God for that. And then it starts raining and I was like, no, this can't be happening to us. Like, full on rain. And Charlie's like, look, Maisie, we're gonna have to leave from here. So we left and went over the road, because there was like this shelter thing. She starts crying again and I'm like, no, I actually can't deal with this. So I'm rocking her, shushing her, and she fell asleep in my arms, which I was like, amazing, great. You guys know how heavy a baby gets after you've been rocking them in your arms for a while, and my back was killing, and I was like, babe, I'm just gonna have to put her down. He was like, okay, do you want me to rock her? And I was like, there's just not much point, because I feel like she knows when she's not on me, so we might as well just try and put her in the pram. Put her in the pram, start screaming, picked her back up, started rocking her, went back to sleep. And then eventually I did put her back in the pram, she stayed asleep, and I was like, yes, this is so good. But it was still raining, so me and Charlie, we're exhausted. We've like bickered a bit, because obviously I feel like when you're in such a stressful environment, you just, you know, you're not being the most careful with your words. You're just like, I'm always so sharp. When Elsie is properly kicking off, I'm always like, let's just go. There's no like, oh babe, should we go? No, it's literally, let's go. No, I can't do this. No, I need to find like green or whatever. And I'm sure so many of you guys can relate that are in relationships and have a baby. Like, it's not always smooth sailing and like, oh yeah, she's just teething. Like, no, I was on the verge of crying. Pretty sure I did cry at one point, but there you go. So she's asleep, that's all good. And we've now got to decide what we want to do for the day. I feel like it was around maybe 2 o'clock at this point, and we were like, right, we don't want to go back home because that would just be a waste of the whole day, but we also didn't really know what to do. There really isn't a lot for us to do here. Now, I don't want to say this because I don't want to get hate from people that live in Brisbane or people that really like it, but what are you doing around here? Or are we just not finding the good spots? Because honestly, we're struggling to even work out what we're going to do tomorrow, and I really thought there'd be more to do in this city, but we've been in like the town centre, and yeah, there just doesn't seem to be that much. So anyway, I'll discuss what we did end up doing. We ended up going to the mall. I think it's called Queen Street Mall maybe, and to get there we had to get a bus. But to get to the bus station we had to go up in the lift, across, down in the lift, and then we missed our bus. But then we ended up getting another bus. We get on and we're like, oh, can we just pay with contactless? And he's like, no, you need a Go card. And Go card is essentially like an Oyster card. And I was like, oh, we don't have one of them. And we were just like both looking at him like, oh, please. So then he was like, oh, you guys just get on. You're the next stop anyway, so it doesn't really make a difference. So at least there was some good in our day, the kind bus driver that let us on the bus. But we went to the mall, and to be honest, we didn't really look around it that much, and we were just trying to find Calpol for Elsie to see if that would help her teeth. We were also trying to find out how this Go card thing worked, and everywhere we went was so inaccessible. Like, we wanted to go to like their version of Superdrug, and it was down an escalator, so Charlie and Elsie had to sit up the stairs. And like a lot of the places, like they were just stairs or escalators, and it was just like one thing after another. Like, we planned to do something, be really positive, and then we just get like this brick wall shoved in our face, and it was like, what is the point in trying? Anyway, eventually we ended up going to Brisbane Botanic Gardens, I feel like it's called. Yeah, so we ended up walking there, and actually they were beautiful. Definitely one of the best parts of the day. I feel like this is so negative for me, but honestly, I'm so over today. Tomorrow is a new day and it will be better. But yeah, ended up going to the Botanic Gardens. Elsie does a poo explosion. We're like, right, there's toilets, there's a parents changing room. Yeah, you needed a key to get into the parent changing room, and I was like, well, we obviously don't have the key. And then Charlie went in one of the toilets that had a baby change, like fold out thing, and it literally had needles and like rubbish on it, and I was like, there is no way I'm changing my daughter on there. This is what it looked like, the baby change. Can they see?
Yeah, that's a syringe, like a pack of syringes.
So yeah, then after that we changed her nappy, went around the Botanic Gardens, and then we were just like, let's get an Uber back. Like, we were not messing around. We were not trying to make the day any better. At this point we just knew the day was flawed. So yeah, we came back. Elsie was fussy, but we just gave her a bit more medicine and she seemed to be alright, and now she's fully asleep, and she'll probably be asleep for the whole night now. And I just feel really sorry for her, to be honest, because the pain must be really bad, because she doesn't usually cry like that. But yeah, today was just one of those days where everything just wasn't going right, and I just wanted to share because, you know, we're gonna have highs and lows, and we really are sharing our full travel experience with a baby, and this is what it's been like today. And for the past like 2 weeks or however long we've been here, we haven't had a day like this yet, so it was due to come, wasn't it, really? Because I feel like even at home you have them days that are just not the one. Anyway, I feel like I have rambled at you quite a lot, so I'm really sorry if it was a bit repetitive, but yeah, I was just speaking from what I can remember. I hope you did enjoy this video, which was really weird, but I hope this wasn't too downbeat for you guys, and I hope it just showed you that wherever you are in the world, things are gonna happen like this, and yeah, all of us are going through it. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more travel vlogs. I promise you the next one will be a lot more positive, and I'm sure we'll show you a lot more interesting things in Australia. But for now, I will see you all in the next one. Bye.